This is one of the best interviews I've done on this podcast. Today's guest has an amazing energy. You'll really be able to tell immediately why he's been so successful, but you'll also hear advice on how to grow your business and how to effectively manage your business and your life during that growth.
Are you looking for new ways to make your sales grow? You've tried other podcasts, but they don't seem to know. Harvest the growth potential of your product or service as we share stories and strategies that'll make your competitors nervous. Now, here's the host of the Harvest Growth Podcast, John LeClaire.
I'm really excited to have on our show Matt Smith. He has built amazing businesses over quite a long career. A couple of them we're going to talk specifically about today are in the sleep industry, but he's got a lot of stories and a lot of learnings along the way that will apply to whatever industry you're in, I'm sure. But first of all, before we dive into the details, Matt, I want to welcome you to the show.
Let's go. I'm excited to be here, John. Thanks for having me. I watch what you're doing out there, and I love what you're doing to the world.
Awesome. You got a lot of energy for a guy that owns a sleep company. I guess it must mean you sleep well and you wake up refreshed in the morning.
Absolutely-ish. I got a lot going on, but sleep is one of the most important things that we can do. But yes, absolutely. I take sleep seriously around here.
So you live just down the road from where I live. We're both in Colorado. I'm in Castle Rock, it's my house where we work up north, but your office is down in Pueblo, Colorado. For those that aren't familiar, is kind of southern Colorado, a warmer part of the state. Beautiful area for sure. And not too far away from each other, but you also have one of your franchised Snooze sleep stores or mattress stores right in my town of Castle Rock. That's how I first heard about you. And I've followed your part of your business story and journey along the way, but it's been great to see that. It's fairly new, but it looks like it's doing really well.
Yeah, it's been awesome. We are born and raised in Pueblo, Colorado, the most amazing city on earth. So thanks for loving on Pueblo, because some people don't. And but Pueblo's amazing, and I'm honored to grow here and raise my family here. But yeah, actually, the guys that opened that store in Castle Rock, Keith and Bobby Chambers, they are actually from Pueblo as well too. So it's an amazing store, amazing location. They just opened up probably 3 months ago. It's been awesome. They're changing the game of sleep in Castle Rock right now.
That's awesome. So there's two parts of your business I want to talk about today. So there's the Snooze mattress stores. We're talking about now the franchised stores, and you also have a product business. You sell mattresses as well. So let's talk about those, at least in the beginning, a little separately. First, the franchises. So how many franchises do you have now of your Snooze mattress stores?
We've got 45 stores opening right now as we speak.
That's fantastic. And it hasn't been that long. I don't believe in business. What year did you found?
Just a couple of years. We've been in the industry. Well, I've been in the industry for 25 years. So, long story short, I started at 19, got pulled in, loved everything about it. Somewhere around 25, I shortly found out that, hey, this is probably the most money I'm going to make working for this company. So I needed to start side hustling. So in that process, I opened 7 different businesses while I was a mattress guy by day. And one of those was a franchise. I went into a franchise called Snap Fitness, and we have the largest Snap in the world here in Pueblo. But I've had that for 15 years. But I saw the franchise game while I was in the mattress game, got out of the mattress game when I had kids, because, that was the most important thing, make sure I didn't work every weekend for the rest of my life. So I could be there for the kids. And, when I got out of it, it was like, we're going to combine these models, but also knowing we got to do something different to really disrupt the sleep industry. So Snooze was born. We wear pajamas. We have technology that's trusted by the Mayo Clinic, where we actually map your body to see what kind of a mattress that you need. Best warranties in the industry. We've partnered with the biggest in the world, from Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster's, Ashley, but truly a sleep shop. For those people that take sleep seriously or don't understand why they're not sleeping, or why the partners are sleeping in different rooms and snoring, sleep apnea, acid reflux, our goal is generational health through teaching people how to sleep, and it's not just going to a mattress store and saying, hey, this one's $200 off, this one's on sale, this is no interest financing. Let's talk about your why and how do we help you sleep and really understand what that does. We can add 10 years onto somebody's life with a good night's sleep. And most importantly, as a dad, keeping that energy going on, as an entrepreneur, keeping yourself with energy. That is so important, and it affects everything that we do every single day. So we were on a mission to change 20 million people's lives through sleep, and we're going to do that one snooze at a time. We've got 45 stores. We're nurturing 15 people a day right now into the Snooze Mattress franchise. So we've been blessed to have a lot of interest, and we're proud of. We award them. We don't sell them. We want the right people that are going to fit our culture, that like pillow fights and they like to wear pajamas. Because we're a little bit weird, but we have a good time, and we really we believe in sleep and changing the game.
You mentioned your competitors, right? Other mattress stores that are out there. And it does feel like their gimmick is always about price, right? Come in, save money, which is good, right? We all want to save money. But like you said, it's not solving the problem. Maybe you get a comfortable mattress. It feels good in store for a few minutes. And then you get it home, you've got this expensive mattress that isn't perfect for you. And you may not even realize it, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know the symptoms, et cetera. So I love how you've done a couple things. One is you've been different in your marketing. So the fact that I think all your employees wear pajamas all day, right? That's kind of the uniform at work.
All day,
right?
every day. Yeah.
So that feels different just walking into the store. It's already that feeling of sleep, right? Like the connection. Great idea. That's not going to change people's lives by itself, but it is going to bring people in, right? But the technology is the side. Now you've got them in store. Now the technology helps them to sleep better and really to be better. So can you talk a little bit more about how that technology works? So once you're in store, what do you do? How do you do these measurements? How do you help consumers make better decisions?
Yeah, and it's a great question. I appreciate that. And I think when we talk about like disruption, it was the intention was, hey, the mattress business in America is probably a 22 million or $1 billion industry. When you talk about furniture, you're talking 500 billion more dollars. But when we're talking about the lane that we want to enter, and it's neither one of those. It's the $4.3 trillion that is in healthcare. Like people are spending money on things that they could solve through a good night's sleep. So when you come into our store, it really is, it's a lane of its own, where to your point, there's a lot of amazing mattress stores out there, but they're not trained. They're just trained to figure out how to make some money. And a lot of them are doing really, really well. There's some great people. I got friends all over this game. But with us, it is, every mattress is different. Every body is different. And we need something different in 8 years than we need right now, because we gain weight, we lose weight, something happens in our life, tragic or whatever it may be. So we always need something different. So this technology is, you don't just throw a dart in a showroom and go, man, I hope this one works. If it doesn't, I'll just return it. It really is, okay, what does my body need at this point in my life? And then what does my partner's body need? And how do we map that together? So you're walking out with a mattress that is customized for you. They use this for burn victims, for crash test dummies. This is technology that they use to fit humans for sleep. And then we go farther into that. Let's talk about what's the sound of your room? What's the darkness of your room? What's the smell inside of your room? Because all of that affects everything. When was the last time you were on your cell phone before you went to bed? Because that affects your circadian rhythm and shutting your brain down and all this other stuff. So we really just want to talk about, and sometimes elevating. People don't understand sleep apnea and snoring. Just by bringing it up a couple inches, you can open up the breathing passage. So we really talk about, what is your why? And how do we solve that through sleep and even the environment? And, our goal is, we tell everybody, like, I don't even care if you buy a mattress from us. When you walk out, you're going to know more about sleep than when you walked in. We can guarantee you that. And if we can only solve 7 of your 10 problems, I'm going to give you a referral for those other 3 problems. It might be a chiropractor, a sleep doctor, and something else. But we're going to try to make sure that we can solve all your problems through RX tablets, where we really go through a customized prescription, customized sleep system, sheets, pillows, pads. We fit you for all of it, and we custom make it all too. So it's a fun game.
Love it. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the mattress, the product now you've developed as well, because you're also disrupting there. And I know one of the major issues with direct-to-consumer mattress companies that recently have grown a lot, right? Their sales are through the roof for a lot of these bigger companies, brands that lots of us recognize, but the return rates are really high as well, because you get it in your home. It may not be perfect, and they all have varying times, but you can always return the mattress. And so it helps them they're really suffering, some of them financially. So they've got revenues, but not profits. And so the mattress you've developed, or at least one of them, is helping to solve that problem. Can you describe the mattress that is really kind of shaking up the game or changing the game for sleeping?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, John. And yeah, I invented a mattress called the Snooze Flip. And truly, this mattress is a mattress for every body, not just everybody, but every body, because we've invented a bed that's got a more lumbar down the center third of the mattress. But the coolest part is we've patented where it's firm on one side of the mattress, it's soft on the other side of the mattress with Snooze Tex, which is like a latex feel, and then Snooze Swirl Foam, which is like a memory foam that's a cooling gel foam, and then the cover of it is cold on one side and warm on the other. So you essentially have 4 different beds in one mattress. So to your point, it's a great point, because people don't understand this. Like, there's mattress stores all over the internet. Yeah, the challenge with them was they've not been able to make a profit. Purple's $1 billion company. Casper was $1 billion company. These guys got to billions of dollars in sales, 33% cost to acquire customer, 33% returns, didn't leave them much to really survive. So now they're going into brick and mortars. But when we came out with this, it was like, we have to give a customer anywhere something that if they don't like it, they flip it over. And if there's too cold or too hot, you flip it over, because those are always the biggest challenges. So we developed it, made in America, ships directly to their front door. And it's got the best warranties in the industry. It's a 122-year warranty. John, ask me why 122 years.
That is the longest warranty I've ever heard. Why so long?
Because the oldest person to ever survive was 122 years old. And we want to make sure that the next oldest person is taken care of by Snooze Mattress Company. So the Snooze Flip mattress, very reasonably priced. I mean, you're talking half cost of any of those other guys out there, made in America, 122-year warranty. And if you don't like it, you flip it over. If you own an Airbnb, you can literally ask the guest, do you want a firm bed or a soft bed tonight? You could flip the mattress over according to what it is. If you're in Colorado and it's warm and cold sometimes of the year, you could flip the cover where you have a warm and a cold side, summer and winter side. So it is the most universal mattress out there, but we don't just give it a 122 warranty. We've made it in America with the best quality stuff inside of it too. So it's pretty awesome.
Mattress, do you find, I love that. I love the concept. It really, like you said, solves a lot of problems that are inherent in shipping mattresses online from online purchases to really get them, make sure they've got a comfortable bed in their home. Do you find either yourself or customers that have bought this mattress so far, you talked about flipping warm versus cold or hot versus cold, depending on time of year, et cetera. Do people also adjust? Like, are there times of year, maybe they're dealing with an injury where they want it more firm and then a month later they go to soft as well?
100%. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if you need that extra firmness on your back or whatever it may be, and some of the adjustables that we have too, you can get that extra lumbar support as well. But yeah, we find that, in 6 months, if you need something different, again, you lose weight, you gain weight, you're going to need something different, or you get in a car accident, you need a little bit more firm mattress. Yeah, you just flip that mattress over. So you essentially have the two beds in one. And it might not even be on a monthly basis. So it could be 3 years from now or 4 years from now, you need something different than you did 4 years ago. Well, that bed, you just flip it over and you got that on the other side. So yeah, we've seen it on all, and we've seen the return rates on our bed versus any other bed is next to nothing on our bed, where the industry is, a lot higher, especially on direct consumer. So I think it's helped solve that problem.
And how did you go about developing a product so big, right? So obviously mattresses have to be big, but I just think of the undertaking to develop as opposed to simple little gadgets I can wrap my head around, but something so big. And so, there's so much science that goes into it. You mentioned on your website, et cetera, there's a story behind all the team that was really helping, but I'd love to hear more. Like, how did you get people involved and resources involved to really design everything that goes into a massive project like this?
It's a great question, John. And I think that, this is the entrepreneur journey out there. Anybody listening that's an entrepreneur, that's thinking about the entrepreneur, it's one of those things that I had zero idea what I was about to get into, but I knew I was going to do it. And I just, I figured I'm going to build a bed that nobody else has ever done before. And, it started from buying products, buying the different kind of foams, trying out different kind of foams. And then I flew out to a place called NCFI, North Carolina. And that's where a foam manufacturer was built. And we were able to test every kind of foam, lay on everything out there, and really develop the feel, add layers inside, change layers, put something else on there, change cover type. So we really for the first time, we're able to, okay, let's lay on this. And then, I probably had 30 prototypes made, if not more, that we kept shipping and trying. And nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not the right feel. Nope, we're still looking for something different. Where I wanted the two most popular feels, but I also didn't want it to be Matt Smith's opinion. I needed it to be consumer's opinion. So we let a lot of people lay on them. We let a lot of people trust it too, because I didn't want to do this twice. This was a one-time thing. I needed one bed for everybody. I didn't want 7 beds like everybody else, because it's confusing to a consumer when they go on a website and they're like, I want this brand. And then they get on there and there's 9 of them. They're like, oh, which one do I want? I can't lay on these things. So we wanted to say, this is the one bed that's going to fit the 2 most popular feels in the world and solve all the problems that you're getting with another bed. So it was probably 6 months to a year of laying on beds all over the nation, going to several different factories, partnering with one of the biggest factories. I would say the best factory, and somebody that really fit our culture as well too. But it was laying on beds, creating prototypes over and over and over. And then, after that, it was like, okay, let's do this again. And let's create some pillows. Let's create some sheets. And now we've been able to brand our own Snooze Switch pillow, which is another 4-in-1 pillow. We've been able to brand just different products now that trying to solve the problems of what's out there. And then, again, it's just like being an entrepreneur. You're terrified to do it. You do it and you're like, all right, I could duplicate that. Let's do that again. So yeah, it was a fun journey. And I've never invented anything. And then, the legal side of it is a whole nother lane of getting trademarks and, even trademarking. I got a wall over here of several Snooze trademarks, several patents and stuff, because That's a journey of its own, and if anybody's ever done an FDD for a franchise or a patent, it is absolutely a tough thing to do. And it's back and forth with people on the other side that might not have any idea what you're actually designing. You get it from your lawyer to the other side. And then when they have to regulate it, they go back and search patents all over the world and see how close that it is. So that was a journey, I think, harder than actually building the mattress. And it's still all in the works on second and third generations of it.
So part of your interesting story, I think, is for some of our audience, you may recognize Matt from being on Undercover Billionaire, a Discovery Channel show with Grant, spent a whole season really with Grant Cardone, building a business together, and really interesting, entertaining, but also educational content to learn that journey. So for those that maybe don't have or haven't yet had the time to watch all of those episodes, I think you do a good job through there of sharing learnings in marketing along the way. You've kind of touched on a couple of things today of being disruptive, being different. But if you could summarize so far for your business, I guess both sides of your business, what's really worked well for you from a marketing perspective to help these businesses grow?
I think, even with the Undercover Billionaire, I mean, I think when we went out there on a mission to grow a business, if you haven't seen the show, watch it, because I think it just shows that the American dream is still alive. And I was the dummy in the show because I had no idea what really was going on. But when you go back and watch it, I'm very like, yeah, this is America. You can do something if you put your mind to it. And I always say that, like, I'm usually the dumbest guy in the room, but I'm always the hardest working guy in the room too. I know I'll outwork anybody around me. I know that if there's a competitor out there, I'll run circles around them because I just know my work ethic. And I think that's one of the most important things out there. But from a marketing standpoint, to your question, I think one thing that Grant taught me that lives with me forever is the omnipresence thing. I think that from any business owner out there, you've got to understand what omnipresence is, and what that truly is just being everywhere. Omnipresence is guerrilla marketing. It's going to chamber events. It's doing local venues. But then beyond that, it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's where your audience may be. And obviously it's depending on your business. But, I think too many business owners go, I don't like Facebook. That's for old people. I don't like this new thing that came out. But your audience is there. So I don't care what you like. Get on it. Figure a way to get on every platform, and every platform talks differently too. So how do you build that audience out there? I mean, I didn't understand LinkedIn until probably 2 years ago. And it is the biggest force that I'm in part of because, I mean, we've sold more franchises on there. I've met more relationship on there, but I use it. They say 99% of LinkedIn users do not post. Only 1% actually post. The other 99 are just stalkers out there watching everybody else post. So I post enough for everybody to see what's going on. But using those to your advantage, and then using those kind of, obviously you could become friends with CEOs of another company on LinkedIn. You can't do anywhere else. And Facebook is the most localized thing where you can post something and then share it to all these different local areas. So omnipresence, I believe, is the biggest marketing, but never give up on guerrilla marketing. Me and Grant stood in the streets and stopped cars and passed out flyers and got people to come inside, because most of your competitors aren't going to do that. So it's about doing everything and really outworking everybody and committing to it. When I sell a franchise, I always say there's 3 things that you have to buy a franchise. 1, you have to be a good human. We require that. If you're not, you don't fit our culture, we don't want you. 2, you got to be coachable because you are buying a franchise. So there's systems and processes you have to follow. But 3, I think the most important from an entrepreneur is grit. You got to be grit. If you don't have grit, no business will work. You're going to burn the boats. If you don't burn the boats and say, I'm going to make this work, you're somewhere in the middle. It's going to be hard. And you're going to be like, all right, that was tough. I'm going to go get a job. That was way too tough, But I think marketing's the same way. You have to put yourself out there and do the uncomfortable things. Too many introverts call themselves introverts, but where they came up with that's not even a diagnosis. Like, get out there and go be uncomfortable because it gets easier, and do things that, making videos. I'll never forget when I made my first selfie video at Snap Fitness and I posted it and I was terrified. And I'm like, oh, they're going to judge me. And then customers came in and bought, and I'm like, wow, that worked. Okay. I'm going to do more of that. It's not about me. It's about your audience and where they're at. So I think that was a long answer, but omnipresence is really, I think you got to understand where the audience is, and it's not about you. It's about them.
Yeah, no, I love that. I'll add just one thing to it. You've kind of alluded to what we call founder UGC, or user generated content. UGC videos are like testimonials for our audience's benefit. You'll see them on Facebook, Instagram, et cetera. They work really well. But what we found on top of that is getting the founder involved, and simple phone testimonial videos. Many founders are not comfortable doing it, right? It's not their norm until they do it once, right? It's really not that hard. Just be yourself. But the audience loves to get to know the founder, right? And whether that's standing outside your business, passing out flyers, or if it's a national business, getting online on LinkedIn, Facebook, et cetera, and really just sharing your own story, sharing a bit of yourself. These don't have to be long, don't have to be highly produced, but having the audience get to know you, we found to be very helpful across all businesses, frankly.
Yeah. And that's huge. And if you're a business owner that makes you nervous, so what? Do it. That is people will trust your nervousness and they will see that. And that is credibility. Vulnerable is okay. And I love that. I think that's something we try to teach all of our franchisees is just, and me and George, like my guy next door, he's one of my favorite humans, but I'll do a video and we'll do something and then we'll make a mistake. And I'm like, no, we keep going. And we're going to post it. It is what it is. It is, we're real. We don't need a perfect video. It doesn't have to be cut and edited perfectly. Just be who you are out there, and genuine is what people want to buy and what they trust from too. But to your point, they want to know the owners. I was at the State Fair, Colorado State Fair for the last 10 days in pajamas, meeting the community and getting out there. And I love that stuff, but get out there.
Yeah, agreed. Well, Matt, are there any resources that you recommend that have been helpful on your entrepreneurial journey you think could be helpful for our audience as well?
Yeah, I think, something that has absolutely positively changed my life in the last 4 months that I think I wish I would have done 10 years ago is EOS or Traction. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Traction, but it is absolutely the most beautiful way to run a business. And as you continue to grow, we went from 1 store to 40 stores pretty quick, and chaos comes. It's a blessing to grow fast, but it's also it's a challenge, and you have to really find out where the lanes are. And if you're not familiar with EOS, it's just really putting quadrants. It's operations, sales, marketing, and visionary, and and then finance. So there's 4 quadrants. Somebody's in each lane, and you're not into each other's lanes. And then the visionary is allowed to dream and be an absolute chaos mess, like I am with this office, and that's just really my life. But I'm allowed to be the dreamer because we have systems that know that that's okay. And then the systems can stop me at sometimes nope, it's not time to dream right now. We got to get this done. So EOS Traction, 100% recommended for any business owner that is trying to scale. And we put our franchisees through it if they have a partnership, because you really need to know if there's a partnership, who's doing what, because you can't have 2 chiefs and no Indians. You got to have a chief in each spot or your business will fail and you will lose your best friend in a business if you don't figure that out. So yes, I would say EOS 100%. And then we talked a little bit before this, I would say getting your head straight. I do an ice bath, I do breathing techniques, I take care of myself, I journal in the morning. So getting yourself a routine, I think that's a big cheat code for entrepreneurs because it is a stressful journey and you got to figure out how to take time for yourself and get a master reset every day. And mine is ice bathing, breathing, sitting in a little quick massage chair and journaling and then take it on the day. I take the day on, it doesn't take me on because you don't wake up tired and about to run to a meeting and your face. So I think that's probably the 2 biggest advice I can give. And the second one is probably as important as anything. Get a routine.
Love it. Yeah, love it. That's really helpful for our audience. EOS is a system. You can Google it and find it. Traction is the book that kind of started the trend. Yeah. You can start with that. I'm very familiar with it as well. It's a great system. If nothing else, read the book or get the audiobook for Traction, and then you can hire consultants to get implement in your business, all that kind of stuff. But the book's fantastic.
And that's one of the things we did is we hired a Traction coach because I also know that, the 4 people that are with me helping me run this business and started from ground up, we're pretty close. So sometimes you need an outside perspective to yell at you guys and say you're an idiot. And that's okay. It's more successful because we have a third party looking into our business. So I highly recommend it.
Agreed. Matt, is there anything I didn't ask you think would be helpful for our audience?
I think when I think of entrepreneurs, and I know who your audience really is, up and coming entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, I believe, I wrote a book called Serial Dadpreneur. I wrote a couple children's books called It's Going to Be a Great Day and other things. But, I think don't forget the things that matter most. And anytime I talk to anybody or parents, all of this is noise and it's awesome noise, but the most important things in life is protect that family. If you've got children, protect what matters most, because you will be running your head cut off and business doesn't stop. I feel like I'm 3 months behind every day when I walk into this office, but I still make sure I'm home to play basketball and have dinner with the family. And that is, if you let this consume you in this world of business, it will absolutely consume you, and just protect what matters most. If I can give any advice to up and coming family members, there is a way to juggle it. You can be an amazing parent and still an entrepreneur. Don't give up on one for the other. But if you have to give up on one, protect your family. There's nothing more important. And it is our duty on this earth. So that's one thing I would say that I could leave everybody out there.
I could not agree more. I think well said and great way to really end the interview. I do want to encourage our audience. You can find more about Matt's businesses at snoozemattresscompany.com. And then his product business is at snoozesleep.com. As always, they're in the show notes. If you're driving, check out the show notes afterwards. You can find these links and others, as well as more information from the show and about Matt. Matt, really, I appreciate you taking the time today. Thanks so much.
Let's go, John. Thanks for what you're doing for entrepreneurs and future entrepreneurs. Follow this, man. I'm going to continue to watch your journey and all the lives that you change. So thanks for having me today. This was fun.
For the listeners, please go to snoozemattresscompany.com or snoozesleep.com to check out Matt's businesses. And be sure to check out harvestgrowth.com as well to see other episodes we've recorded. And if you'd like to take a shortcut and learn the process that we've used to profitably launch and grow hundreds of businesses since 2007, you can download our secret sauce marketing campaign cheat sheet at harvestgrowthsecretsauce.com. Or you can set up an appointment right from our website to speak directly with a member of the Harvest Growth team in a free one-on-one consultation.